Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I'm going to do a quick little collection overview video. First, talking about the knives that are in my actual rotation for carry on days that I decide to carry something that I own. And then I'll talk about the knives that I just keep around for review that don't generally get carried. Some of these guys are going to be familiar to longtime fans of the channel here. For instance, Chris Reeve tie lock is now discontinued, which is really a tragedy, but it is an incredible knife, and I've got mine with a Sebenza pocket clip. I got a video about how I did that, so that's cool. Graham Razel. This is a knife that I still love deeply and that I carry regularly. Well, okay. Sorry, I carry it. I wish I carried this more regularly. I don't carry any of my own stuff regularly because so often I've got something else I need to be carrying for review. But this one will very often find its way into the pocket, particularly if I'm going out in the great outdoors, that kind of thing. And frankly, I just freaking love this knife. This knife is so damn good. So, yeah, there's the Razel. Right here are your Grimsmo Rask, which I owe you guys a follow-up review on this guy because it is really, really growing on me. It's continuing to. I loved it. It was a gem, but it's even more gem-like than I thought. And actually, it's getting a little bit more pocket time than its big brother, the Grimsmo Norseman here. I love the Norseman very much, but it is a very big brother. And in a lot of ways, the Rask's more compact weight and size is maybe a little bit more suited to my EDC. So they both get pocket time, but the Rask is winning a lot more often lately than I kind of expected it to. But those are both definitely in the collection. Spyderco Sleesh Bowie, I freaking love this. A swish, I suppose, is a swish. I don't even know how to say his name, but I formally admit that. I met the guy, I should have asked, but whatever it is. I love this knife so damn much. Every time I carry this knife, it just feels like, oh yeah, that's the perfect knife. I mean, I'm not saying that officially, but it feels like that some days. I love this knife so damn much, and I've made no secrets of that one, but still. Yeah, some other things that are maybe a little bit more situational. All of those knives are knives I would just carry on a regular basis here. Actually, the Delica is as well. This is actually a brand new model of the Spyderco Delica. This was I think, Knife Center exclusive, and the steel on it is HAP 40 and SUS 410. Look, I'll do a review of it independently, but I've really been enjoying it. The steel is great. It's a nice upgrade over VG10. It's not that much heavier than the original Delica, and I gotta say, I mean, the only downside to it really is the fact that the balance is a little further back because the backside of it's metal. But look, I like this very much, and it's a very classy take on the Delica, which I still believe is one of the very best pocket knives of all time. So I got this guy now, and I've got my original Delica named Stan. So anyways, it's my only named knife, believe it or not. I think I tell that story someplace else. A couple of more interesting additions recently. This is the Benchmade Anthem, and you're thinking to yourselves, Nick, it's sticking around? That's body of... And believe it or not, it is. I've really fallen in love with this knife here. I mean, sure, it's got a couple of issues, but aside from them, I love this knife so much. The action on it is really nice. It feels great in the pocket. It's very slim. It's very compact. And I love the axis lock feeling. I mean, this is really, I think, the natural evolution of the Benchmade 940 in a lot of ways. And, you know, add in an incredible steel and a whole bunch of good stuff. I'm finding myself in love with this knife. So this guy has absolutely stuck around. A couple of other weird ones that are a lot more situational. The Dragonfly is an incredible knife here in ZDP 189 steel. But it's, for me at least, very often a knife for traveling. If I'm going to an area that doesn't allow longer blades, for instance, or if I'm just, you know, it's a very, very nice, very lightweight knife. It's not very intimidating. So no matter the situation, you can, it is a beautiful little thing, and it's enough knife for pretty much any situation. The Spyderco Roadie is the kind of the next step down, so to speak, for traveling. I did a full review of this guy finally recently, and I just love it. It's great because you can throw it in the bottom of your pocket, and it's completely unobtrusive. It's completely light. It's just such a damn good little knife. This guy may surprise some people. This is a Great Eastern Cutlery, I believe 99 pattern, or 90, I forget. It's a Wall Street, whatever it is, but it is a lockback knife, but it is a traditional knife. And this one's a little different from any other one because this little notch here has been cut into it by actually Toadsticker, who is another YouTuber. He has a little shop, and he helped me out with that, and as a result, this has become sort of my dressy knife. If I'm wearing a shirt and a tie for some reason, I'll just throw this guy in my pocket because it is a beautiful dressy sort of watch, wow. No, dressy sort of pocket knife. And, you know, it's completely, a lot of people find it very, it's like, oh, wow, look at that, that's classy. And so I love this knife very much, even though I don't carry it all that much. But it's a really, really great thing. And then, of course, my little Leatherman Squirt here. It's the P4, I believe, and it's just incredible. This guy's been with me for... God, it's been with me longer than... This was there for Y2K, we'll just put it that way. And so I love it very much. Let's talk about some of the knives that stick on my table, mostly for reviewing. Of course, we have the Z Hunter. Who can object to the Z Hunter? Well, actually, pretty much everyone can. But still, this is always going to be around, and it always brings me joy. This is the original one with the blade play. Over here, I've got myself a Spyderco PM2 in carbon fiber and M4 steel. I love M4 as a steel. I love the carbon fiber feeling, and the only reason this doesn't get more pocket time is just because it's a little bit big for me in a lot of ways. Not necessarily in blade, but in pocket. But it is still incredible, and I still enjoy having it, and it's great for size comparisons and for function comparisons. So this is really one of the better pocket knives out there, specifically in that $100 to $200 range. The Ontario Rat number 1 and, oh damn it, I did it again, the Rat 2 and the Rat 1 here are both knives that I keep around largely for size comparison. As you've noticed on my channel, I've kind of standardized to using Spyderco Delica, the Rat 2 and the Rat 1 for size comparison, because those are inexpensive knives that I think everybody would be wise to own, or at least one of them. And so that way most people, if they, I don't know, if they look at the world as I do, might have one of those 3 knives available so they can really compare closely with something they're looking to buy in the future. So these two stick around, and the 1 in D2 steel here is really one hell of a knife. Of course, your Chris Reeve knives, large Sebenza 21, and I have mine in Insingo blade. This is probably the next knife to be sold, I'm going to be honest with you here, because it is a lot of money just to have around for size comparison, and there's a point of, and so this guy's probably going to go up on the Patreon before too long, but it is one heck of a knife. I do love the Insingo blade very much, and, you know, there is a whole bunch of joy here. And there is something to be said for the Sebenza, so to speak. This guy is on the table right now as a steel comparison. This is a Spyderco Native 5 in Maximate. I don't know that this guy is going to stick around in the long term, but I gotta say, Maximate as a steel is blowing me away. I'll do a full review, but this has been sort of my, now that I've got a new one, it's kind of a gold standard for me. I had to send one back. I got one with a bum heat treat at first, but it's become sort of a gold standard for me in terms of cutting ability, and it's just, this is an incredible freaking steel, and I've been blown away by it. So need to do a video about that one. Right here, of course, the Humble Open L. This is a new one. It's different from the one I had originally. I had originally bought carbon, which is what I meant to do here, but I ended up buying the stainless inoxydable, something, I'm not speaking the French there. But anyways, this is a great knife, and this is sort of the budget knife to beat forever. This is the best way to spend very little money and get a lot of knife out of it. And then finally, the ZT452CF. This is a knife that I keep thinking one of these days might leave, but then I realize this will never leave. I got an incredible screaming freaking deal on it at one point in time through a trade, and, you know, so there's no reason for me to sell it, and I love it even though I never carry it. It's just so damn well done. This knife deserves odes and odes and odes in the past. So anyways, these are the knives that are on my table just for review mostly, and just kind of live right up at the top of the table there. And these guys over here live in the, well, they live with the knives I would actually carry on a regular basis. And so, there you go. That is the Nick Shabazz knife collection. I hope you found this interesting, and there's going to be some new stuff coming in here soon. I really hope. Some high-end and probably some low-end stuff. But for the moment, that's what's there. Hope this is interesting. Have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.